What's going on, y'all? It's Bodyworks here, back with a brand new UFC 4 tutorial. If you guys like this type of content, these UFC 4 tutorials, please consider liking and subscribing, because I'm going to be coming out with UFC 4 tutorials and gameplay all the time, man. And if you subscribe, that helps me grow way faster. With that being said, let's get into it. So in UFC 3, you could enter into the over-under clinch from just standing up. There wasn't anything special you had to do, but in UFC 4, the only clinch that you can enter into just from the standing is just the single collar clinch, right? And from the single collar clinch, of course, you could go to single under, or you could go to the Muay Thai by throwing a knee. From there, you could throw more knees and all that jazz. So now you're probably wondering, how do I get into the over-under clinch? Before I show you that, I just want to bust a myth for you guys real quick. So in the play first trial of this game, there was two ways to enter the over-under clinch, and the one that doesn't work anymore, that did work in the trial, was shooting a double leg takedown and then immediately letting go of the buttons, basically just bailing on the double leg, and from there you would go from that takedown animation to over-under. For some reason in UFC 4 it's not working at all. I've tried with multiple characters, and I've been trying for about 20 minutes now. I've tried multiple characters, different methods. It just doesn't seem to work. So I don't know if they changed that on purpose, if it just doesn't work anymore for whatever reason, but at the end of the day, that method does not work. So you might have heard people say that that's one way to enter over-under. It was a way, it is no longer a way, so I just thought I would bust that myth for you guys real quick. Now I'll address what you guys came here for, which is how to enter the over-under clinch. And the best way to do that, and pretty much the only way to do that, is slipping a straight to the inside. Right? You need to slip to the inside. That's slipping into the inside. This would be slipping into the outside. You need to slip to the inside. Once you slip to the inside, you can go R1 and square on PlayStation, or RB and X on Xbox. And now, as you can see, we are in over-under clinch. We are in the over-under position. This is the only way to enter the over-under. If I slip to the outside, whoopsies. If I slip to the outside, we just go into a single collar, that regular clinch animation. And just so you guys know, you actually can slip that strike while blocking. I just did that right there, and I'll show you again. So as you can see, if you want to block and slip the strike and then go to over-under, that works just fine as well. And if you try blocking it and you end up a little bit late, you can still make it to over-under, so you don't need to completely slip the strike. You just need to at least sway that direction, and you can still make it to over-under. But remember, if you slip to the outside of that straight punch, you just enter into the normal single collar. So you need to slip to the inside of the straight. So once you're in over-under, you're probably wondering, well, what can I do from here? You can throw knees, but you can only throw one and then you're out of the clinch. You can also throw punches, but you can only throw one and then you're out of the clinch. So if you want to strike in the clinch, I would recommend going to Muay Thai, single under, or just regular single, because it's much more effective there. The punches do about the same damage, and ultimately you can throw more strikes in the single under, or Muay Thai clinches, whereas over under you can only throw one strike and then it's over. So obviously there's better options than striking in over under. Two of them are actually unique to over under. You cannot do these from other clinch positions. This is the only clinch position that you can do two of these options from. The first option that is unique to over under is pulling guard. This is a really cool addition to UFC 4. People have wanted this since the UFC franchise basically started, and the way you do that is you hit R1 and then square. You will go from the clinch to full guard, and if you want to go to the ground, if you're using a jiu-jitsu guy, and you want to be on the ground, you want to try to submit, you want to try to land some strikes, whatever it is you want to do, maybe you want to sweep them to a top position, this is a great way to get there. Every method of going to the ground in UFC 4, whether that's a takedown from the clinch, or maybe you knock someone down and then you jump into their guard, all of those methods involve you being on top. This is actually the only way that you can go to the ground intentionally putting yourself on the bottom. And like I said, this is great if you're using a jiu-jitsu guy and you want to be in bottom guard. Now the next option you have in over-under that is unique to over-under is that you can roll to full mount dominant, and you do this by holding R1 and then pressing triangle. Here it looks like you're about to pull guard, and then you sweep him to full mount. Supposedly this is easier to deny, though to be honest, I don't know how to deny this, and I don't even know if there is a way to deny this. But yeah, that's a great way to go from the ground right into full mount. I think that if your fighter has a super high level power single or double takedown, some of those animations will go right from the takedown into mount, but other than those, this is one of the few ways that you can go directly from the feet and into full mount. Now you have two more options in over under, and one of them is the slam. You're going to do this by holding R1 and then pressing X, which is RB and then A on Xbox. And here you're just going to do a slam. Something that's weird about this takedown is that it doesn't actually do any damage to the body, to the head, or to the stamina, which most takedowns in this game do at least a little bit of damage, especially the slams, but for some reason this one just doesn't work that way. And the next and last option you have in over under is a trip, which you can do by holding R1 and then pressing circle. This also doesn't do any damage to the body or to the stamina, and I would recommend the slam over this because this pulls you to half guard and the slam will put you inside saddle. So this is pretty much all the information I have for you guys on over under. If any more comes out, I will be the first to let you know. But if you guys enjoy this type of content, please consider subscribing and liking the video. I drop tutorials like this every single day, and I drop gameplay every now and then as well. So I hope you guys learned something, and if you liked the video, please consider subscribing. I appreciate that very much. But no matter what, thank you very, very much for watching. I appreciate it, and have a good day.